Hello everybody and welcome back to the Marauders Guild. Today we're talking Battlefront 2 yet again, and this is sort of a video focusing on the future of Battlefront 2 from where we are right now. It is December, we're gearing up for a lot of Clone Wars content, and they have already confirmed that going past these Clone Wars updates that there is still so much more planned for Battlefront 2. And today I'm going to be talking about one thing in particular that I really wish they would do for Battlefront 2 next year. And this is sort of the beginning of my Battlefront 2 2019 wish list, I guess you can say. And it is something that I personally would love to see, and I think other people would as well. And that is a Battlefront 1 throwback update. Now, I know a lot of people had mixed feelings about the first Battlefront game. I still think it turned out pretty well for what they did and how much they could offer. And I think a lot of the stuff they did in that first game in terms of map design and game modes will be something amazing to play in the current Battlefront 2. And I'm going to be covering today things I want to see from the previous Battlefront make their way into Battlefront 2. Now, I'm going to be starting off with the obvious thing, maps. There were so many maps on the first Battlefront that were incredibly fun to play on, from Scarif to the maps they offered on Bespin, to the Tatooine maps, to the Endor map, to Sullust. A lot of those maps were really fun. Now, give or take, there were a few that weren't as enjoyable. I think that comes with every game. But we don't have to worry about the ones that weren't enjoyable. We can focus on the ones that were great. And I would love to see those come to Battlefront 2. In particular, the Scarif map and the Bespin Carbonite Freezing Chambers map. Those two maps, to me, were some of the better maps in the DLC life of Battlefront 1. And especially Scarif. And I was kind of bummed out to see that Scarif hasn't made his way here. Now, Bespin Administrator's Palace, which was in the first game, has made his way to Battlefront 2, courtesy of the solo season. It is only available in Blast and Heroes vs. Villains, though, but it still made its way into the game. And I kind of really want to see the more bigger game modes kind of make their transition into Battlefront 2, or make the bigger maps, per se, make their way into Battlefront 2. Like, Sullust is the first thing that comes to mind. Sullust was one of the base game maps in Battlefront 1, and it was really awesome looking map. It was the first time that they say actually has been shown before, but they say it was the first time it was ever shown on Star Wars. So it was their first time creating a look for Sullust, and it was really fun. It was a great experience. Walker Assault was the biggest game mode on that world, and it was fun every single time. I would love to see it brought back. I would also love to see Cloud City brought back from the first Battlefront, and I would definitely love to see a trench run come back from Battle Station. I think that was really fun. It was really innovative for that Battlefront at the time, because we had space game modes, we had Starfighter so in the first Battlefront, and obviously we have it in this one, but it was a huge change of pace because it was more than just blasting other fighters out of the sky and take out a few objectives here or there. It was, blast other fighters out of the sky and try to destroy the Death Star. That's about as big as an objective as you can get. And I think doing that in Battlefront 2, even if you don't bring back the original one, you create a new one for the Death Star 2, have a Death Star 2 trench run, that could be amazing. And I think that is something that EA should really look into in terms of expanding the other eras within the game for Battlefront 2. Because right now, we're kind of really focusing on the Clone Wars. And I don't think any era has gotten this much focus. Because if you look at it, the new era has only had one map and one hero, well, two heroes rather, with Finn and Captain Phasma. And then the current era got skins, but not really any new heroes. We got one new map with that as well. Well, three if you count the bringing back of Jabba's Palace and Administrator's Palace for the first Battlefronts, but we really don't have in terms of any new content for these other eras. So I would love to see that era, like the Galactic Civil War era in particular, get expanded on even more in terms of adding heroes and whatnot. And I think Battlefront 1 had plenty of heroes to choose from. We had Jyn Erso, you had Director Krennic, you had Greedo, Nien Nunb, which were great heroes to play as. So I think, especially with Jyn Erso and Director Krennic, bring back Scarif as well for the first Battlefront. That could be really amazing to play on. I think I'm not the only one who would agree with such a statement. I think those two heroes in that map will be a great addition in Battlefront 2. And it is filing for Scarif within the game, because there is a campaign mission briefly where you play as Kylo Ren traversing Scarif, so it is in the game. They have files for this stuff. They have files for the Shore Trooper Captain. They have these in the game. While they have not implemented them online, I'm not going to fault them on it because it is their choice in terms of what they want to add to the game. I really hope they decide that, hey, maybe we should add Scarif or something like that, because Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, was a great film, garnered great moments, and garnered a huge battle that a lot of people want to play as. And to have only one game to play it on is kind of a bump. So I would love to see it added in the future. Now, in terms of game modes, Battlefront 1, I think definitely wins in terms of the game modes it offers. Now, I'm not saying that Battlefront 2 is lacking, because their game modes are really fun. Galactic Assault is a huge blast for me. Blast is sort of a huge blast, still kind of a funky game. I know a lot of people enjoy it, but for me, Blast is still kind of funky. But Strike and Extraction and Ewok Hunt even sometimes is fun to play as. But when you look at Battlefront 1, there were so many more competitive game modes, in the sense that were very diverse. You had Supremacy, you had Turning Point, you had Hero Hunt, you had a different version of Heroes as Villains, which I actually won't say bring back because I like the Battlefront 2 version better, but there were a lot of different things. Infiltration, you had Sabotage, you had Battle Station in those first Battlefronts, and I really want to see those game modes come back because they were really fun. They had phases, and that's something I can see they're really trying to expand upon in this current game with phases, as you can see in Galactic Assault, because there are phases within that game mode, and they're a lot more fluid than they were in the first Battlefront. But I would love to see the first Battlefront bring back Infiltration, Sabotage, and Battle Station, which were the kind of the first phase game modes within the first Battlefront. So I think they would fit perfectly in this, and along with the maps as well. And I've already touched on customization, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Skins that were brought back in the first Battlefront. You can bring back the Shadow Trooper, bring back the Shock Trooper, the Imperial Gunner, so much Scout Trooper skins if you want, because I know they're already with the Specialist, but who says a Scout Trooper can't carry around an E11 blaster or a heavy blaster or something? Something to expand the Empire in the Galactic Civil War time period, I really think, is what I really want moving forward. Now, I'll give them leeway with the New Era content, as we don't really have much to go on there, but the Galactic Civil War still has so much more to go, and I think it is great to focus on the Clone Wars. Don't get me wrong, I love the Clone Wars time period, but I feel like they're getting a lot over the course of this winter season. Pretty much the entire winter season is being dedicated to the Clone Wars. So I really feel as though we need something in other eras as well. And that's kind of my wish list for Battlefront 2 in 2019. At least the early part of 2019, if not all of it. So I want to hear from all of you, though. Is there anything you guys want in particular from Battlefront 2 in the next year, 2019? I would love to see those in the comment section below. Always remember, it is a discussion, so be nice to each other down in that comment section. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to press that like button and share with your friends. Get them in on the conversation as well. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the Marauders Guild for more content just like this. Until the next time, may the force of others be with you.